eBEFOREi video reviews, and we're back. We're back again. Okay. And this time, we're going to review what's become my new obsession, Transformers Animated. Now, I've got both of these versions of Animated Prime out, but this video review, we're going to concentrate mainly on the Voyager. But I wanted to just show you in vehicle mode how these two line up side by side. So this is Transformers Animated, Voyager Optimus Prime, and this is Battle Damage Deluxe Optimus Prime. And you just get a sense for size here. You know, sometimes you see a Voyager and a Deluxe figure and you think, that's not that much different. But these guys are very much different in size, as you can see here. Quite a bit different. But for now, I want to talk about just the Voyager figure. So looking at this guy up close, you know, this car, this fire truck, has a ton of detail. Now, the one thing about the animated line that I've mentioned before is that you don't get a lot of plastic molding details because it's blocky. It's supposed to be. It's a chunky cartoon is what it's supposed to look like. But you still get nice details on this Voyager figure. Look up in the plate here, or in the windshield, excuse me. You can see the kind of robot lines that come down, and it's very neat. So that's a nice touch. Again, I like it when a toy company does something for detail purpose that they don't really have to do. They could have gotten away with just making this plain and clear, and they didn't. They made it real nice and robot-y. In the front, you've got these nice yellow painted headlights. Again, yellow right here as well. These are all paint, no stickers. Looking over on the side, you've got the side of the fire truck. On the back, you've got the hose right here. And so yeah, it's Optimus Prime. You've got silver here in the wheels, silver paint on the sides. So again, a very nicely detailed vehicle. Now, you can take off this back part, which helps us out later. And again, this truck looks exactly like the animated model. I mean, a lot like it. So they did a great job here making this vehicle. I mean, it really looks good. I even like in the side here how they molded in side windows. Granted, it could have been translucent plastic, but I see why they couldn't do it because they split that piece for transformation. So it just makes sense, and they molded a window into it. Again, they didn't have to. That could have just been a flat side. But that little small attention to detail I really appreciate in this toy. Alright, to transform animated Optimus Prime, it's kind of similar to Generation 1 in a way, but there's some gimmicks on here. Now, I'm not normally a fan of gimmicks with transformation, you know, automorph and things like that, but this one has an awesome gimmick. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. To start things off, you want to come around underneath. By the way, there's underneath the cab. Hardly no robot kibble. I love that. They did a great job molding this figure. Anyway, pull this part apart, just like that. And bring it, just get it out of the way. You can bring it down a bit if you like. Okay, so what you want to do to activate this gimmick is you come up behind him and you flip that tab, and if you do it right, the legs are going to come spiraling down on you. Just like that. I don't know if you saw that, but we'll try that again. Flip the tab, and the guy just kind of spins back around. So again, I've done this much more gracefully in the past, but we'll let that go for now. Now, to finish transformation, what you want to do here is you want to reach in here and pull out these tabs. And also with the waist, when he comes out of his spin, it's going to be there's going to be some separation here, and it gets real loosey-goosey. To lock that thing in place, I like to make sure, first of all, that the waist is even and there's not really a lot of spring give here. And then you want to push it forward until it snaps into place. When you do that, you have a lot stiffer of a waist here, and it's not going to flop all around on you. Now, you've got his arms here, so you've already opened up those tabs. You're going to pull them out just like that. And very reminiscent of G1 Optimus, you're going to come around here. First, we're going to lift this part up. You're going to come around here, pull out the shoulders, just like that. And then you're going to flip out the fists, just like that. Okay, then you're going to reveal the head, pull the head up. Hello, Optimus. Then you're going to come around to the back here, and you're going to basically slot this thing down and on top of each other like a backpack. I mean, let's call it what it is. It's a little tiny backpack, and you just gotta give that a good push until it's in place there. All right. So that is the front of Optimus. Now let's deal with his legs. You want to first open them up, stretch, stretch. Now he becomes a very tall Optimus. You want to open the feet. You want to take these wheels on the sides and you want to flip them around, all the way around, till you get them on the inside. Flip again, and all the way to the inside. The reason you want to do this is that lets you take this portion and it lets you put it flush. So back here, you're going to bend this, and then you're going to flush this right up against his calf there. Do the same thing on the other side. And there you've completed his legs.
Dad, that's so easy.
It's so easy, says my son. So here you've got a finished transformation of Voyager Transformers animated Optimus Prime. Now this figure is an awesome figure, and the gimmicks don't stop with transformation. He has, yes, he's cool, says my daughter. He has a faceplate that comes down and reveals the face of Optimus Prime. Flip. Oh, hello, Optimus. There's his head, and that's his face, and that is awesome. Oh, one thing that I did wrong here is you have to lift this head up all the way so that you can tab these two back tabs into his back, and I didn't do that before. But his mouth plate goes up and down with the flip of this switch. Again, very show accurate to get his whole face here, and then you can bring up the plate. You know, if I'm a perfectionist, and I'm not, I would have found a way to maybe make this completely disappear. But again, they would have had to completely re-engineer this toy, and I'm very happy with just the way that it is. Now, looking at the details of Optimus Prime, he's got the classic abs here of Optimus. There's no false plates up here to look like windshields. It is his windshield, just like Generation 1 Optimus. Coming around to the back, you can see that he's very, he's got a backpack, but it's not huge. So it's certainly something that I can forgive. And if you look at his overall stance, he's a very sleek robot in general. Now, looking at his weapons, or the whole back portion of his fire engine, you actually separate this, okay? These two pieces right here fold out. This piece comes down, and what you've got is a humongous axe. And I mean the kind of axe where he could chop down your house. Made of concrete, he could chop down your house. Made of bricks, you get the idea. Optimus could completely devastate you with this humongous axe. Oh yes, he could. And this guy right here is his weapon, and you can slot this in his hand as well. And again, this is really, if you were to define the word awesome, it's right there. This is an incredible figure. Now, another gimmick that I'm not so crazy about, but it's cool. Why not? This becomes a water gun. You can actually fill this up. You lift this little plastic tab out, fill it up with water, and you can come up to some kid you don't like and just pump this thing, and you're going to get water in the face. Right in the face, right in your eyeball. That's what's going to happen here. So that's his weapon. I don't really love that. But this axe is cool. You know, the axe has been criticized in other reviews. I like it. I think this thing looks incredibly intimidating. So it is very cool. Alright, so for size comparison, again, this is a Voyager figure. Snap those back panels behind his fists. He is a Voyager figure, so he does tower quite a bit over his deluxe counterpart. Now, to get a comparison on scale with a newer figure, here's Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime, the Voyager figure Optimus. And, you know, he's actually taller than I thought he would be. I mean, Prime Optimus, when I compare him up to the animated. Now, he doesn't have the bulk. There's not nearly as much plastic in him as there is in this guy. But height-wise, not too bad here. But this is the reason that we're here, is Optimus Prime from Animated. Now, there is some weapon storage that I haven't gotten into yet. And if you flip this guy around and you open these pieces up, what you find that you can do is you can tab this thing onto his back. So you've got a little peg right here, you've got a hole in his back, and you can just slot that in, and it will stick. And of course, you can put this back here as well if you want to fully store everything. Again, it makes his back a little bit heavy. So just make sure that you have everything tabbed in real nice and tight, and he'll stick that way. So now you've got winged Optimus Prime. So pretty cool. Optimus Prime also has some great light piping. As you can see here, the eyes of Optimus Prime. Oh yeah. Yeah, light piping's pretty good on this figure. Now, looking at articulation of this figure, this Prime has great articulation. So his head moves. You don't have, it's not on a ball joint. He cannot look up or down, but he does move right and left. He's got a lot of shoulder articulation. You can actually move this guy out and get some separation here in the arm if you choose to. He bends at the elbow. His wrist will swivel in if you disconnect this little piece of plastic right here. His waist can swivel because of transformation, but when you lock him down, it's very tight, so you're not going to want to move it a lot, but you can. He's got a swivel in the leg in two places, and his knees bend at the joint. His feet move due to transformation. So all in all, I mean, you can get a fairly decent pose out of Optimus Prime. If I knew how to pose characters, I would show you, but I don't. But so that's Animated Voyager class Optimus Prime. A highly recommended figure, and you can find him reasonably priced. If you look in the right places, eBay, you can get this figure for around $25 or so, I think. He might be loose. I don't know if he'll come packed that way in his box, but look for this guy. You won't be disappointed to have this figure in your collection. This is an incredible figure, and again, I think that you'll all be very, very happy to have him with you. Thank you again for watching eBEFOREi Reviews. Please subscribe to this channel if you like what you see, and also give it a thumbs up, or tell me in comments why you love or didn't love, or something you'd like to see me review in the future. Hey man, just let me know, and I'd be happy to do it. So thank you again, and thanks for watching.